Hey friends, I'm Laura. Welcome to my channel. This week I have endometriosis excision surgery and I'm going to be sharing that with you. I am very nervous and excited at the same time. I am so excited and hopeful about what life might look like after recovery from surgery. But the actual waking up from surgery part, I'm not excited about because my last surgery resulted in quite a bit of pain afterwards. It was almost like they pissed off the endo, and so it felt a lot worse. So I'm excited to get it all cut out, and they're also going to be removing my fallopian tubes and repairing a part of my colon that one of my fallopian tubes is fused to with scar tissue and endo. So hopefully this will result in a much better quality of life on the other side of healing. But that actual waking up part and post-surgery part, I'm not excited for. It's like the bad thing I have to go through to get to the good thing. So anyway, I am doing some stuff to prepare prior to surgery, and I thought I would walk you through that because it might be really helpful for any of you to think about if this is a process that you might be going through or might have to go through in the future. I just got a message from the nurse in the portal, and she asked me to go get blood work done, which is like weird because it's 3 days prior to surgery, and you would think they would have let me know that in advance. Like, I work all day tomorrow, and then the day before surgery is colonoscopy prep. So neither of those 2 days are gonna work. But anyway, I just got that last minute request. They have to make sure I'm not pregnant, even though I have 100% infertility because nothing can enter my fallopian tubes. So just like silly, ridiculous stuff. But anyway, it's the process you have to go through. They do it with IVF too, where they test you to make sure you're not pregnant before you do a cycle. And I'm like, yeah, I wish. 16 years hasn't changed. That's how long I've known about my infertility. So anyway, I gotta go get that blood work done. I also need to go to the pharmacy and pick up prescriptions. I have 2 different surgeons that are going to be working together for this surgery. One is the colon surgeon, and then one is the reproductive surgeon. So they're both going to be working in tandem. One of my surgeons sent my prescriptions like 3 months ago, and I already picked them up, but the other one just got them sent in. So I have to go pick up the medication and do the blood work. And there's a couple other things I'm thinking about doing to prep for before the surgery. So I would like to steam clean the recliner downstairs. I think I will sleep in that recliner probably like the first 4 or 5 days after surgery, I would guess. Last time I came home and I was so tired from the anesthesia that I just went right back to sleep in my bed. And it was so hard to get up out of the bed. So I ended up moving to our recliner downstairs in the living room, and I slept there for the following few nights. And that was really helpful. For me, it was a lot easier to get up to like go use the bathroom or go to the kitchen or something if I was already in a partially like seated reclined position versus laying horizontal flat. So I'm thinking I will try that again because it worked well. I'll probably need to move a nightstand downstairs too to keep all my medications, lotion, something to drink, something to eat, all that good stuff that you need when you're taking medicine. And then another thing I want to do is prepare some entertainment for all the free time I'm gonna have. Last time I was like having a hard time with my eyesight because of the anti-nausea patch they put on me for surgery. And so for a couple of days while the anti-nausea patch was still on, which I highly recommend, it helped a lot with my nausea, it fell off after I took a shower on day 2, and I noticed a significant increase in my nausea after that had fallen off. So definitely recommend having that patch, but it did make my eye vision like a little bit blurry when I was wearing it. So I want to do a craft, but it needs to be a craft that's really easy, that doesn't require me to move my body, last time I did hand embroidery, and that worked out really well because I could do it sitting on the couch with my heating pad and watching TV. And then if I want to doze off and take a nap, I can, and I just set it on the coffee table. It's easy and portable, fits in your lap. I'd like to figure out what kind of project I want to work on. It might be embroidery again, but I want to get it all prepared and get it downstairs in the living room and set up. That way post-surgery, I'm not like coming to my craft room and trying to collect things and, you know, having to move around to figure out where my stuff is and all that stuff. So those are some of the things I'm going to be doing to prep in the next few days. I obviously have to do the colon cleanse too the day before surgery, which is drinking only clear liquids and taking medication that keeps you attached to the bathroom all day. So that is very much not a fun process, but again, it's just one of those things you got to do to go through this process. So I will bring you along for some of this prep work, and then for recovery from surgery, hopefully I'll be able to check in a couple of times post-surgery and just give the update on like day 1 versus day 3 versus day 5, that sort of thing. So my doctor told me I need to take a minimum of 1 week off of work. So I've done that. My second week, I will be virtual only for my clients. And then the third week, I will go back into the office. And it'll be 6 to 12 weeks recovery, depending on how intense the colon part of my surgery ends up being. They just don't know until they're in there. So we will see how that goes. But I'm trying to be as prepared as I can be.
You're just a target in a room full of people trying to sell a dream. Got what you wanted, but money fade fast like.
Holy smokes! This is a lot of medicine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. That is 6 medications. And this is from one surgeon. I still have a bunch of other medicine at home already from my other surgeon. Oh man. Okay, we got an anti-nausea. Oh, okay, I think this one is, I think some of these are over the counter stuff that I could have gotten, but they actually sent in a script for, so that's nice. More gabapentin. Pain medicine, pain medicine, pain medicine. Okay, kind of loaded up here. Now we gotta go get my blood drawn.
Thanks for doing my mascara. This is Dorothy. How may I help you?
Hi, the nurse sent me a message in the portal saying that I needed to get blood work done to clear me for my surgery this Friday and to just go into any office. I get into the office and they said they require an appointment, so I make an appointment and I've been waiting an hour, and now they're refusing to do the blood work because apparently the order was never sent in for the blood work.
Okay, you there now?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your name? Is it Dr. Christy Benjamin?
No, Dr. Bassett.
Dr. Bassett? Okay,
Yeah.
1 second. She's going to order the blood work. Okay, 1 second. Let me get an urgent message over to her nurse so she can send it in. Hold on. What facility are you at, ma'am?
The university location. I just got a message back from Mia saying it looks like the orders were pending. She can put them in again.
Okay, so she just sent you a message.
Yeah, she just sent me a message in the portal. This is like one of the most frustrating parts of a medical journey, is like advocating for yourself when you feel like you've done everything as a patient that you can do. So One doctor told me to just pick any office, go in, go and get the blood work done, and great. Okay, I go in to the one near me, and I'm like, here to get my blood work done. They said they need it before surgery to clear me for surgery, even though they gave me no notice that they needed that prior to now. Otherwise, I could have made an appointment, but I walk in, I tell them that, and they're like, okay, well, you actually need an appointment, so call this number and schedule an appointment. So I call that number, and I wait for 10 minutes, and somebody picks up the phone, and they schedule me an appointment for an hour later. So at this point, I've been waiting at this office for an hour and a half, and my appointment time comes around, and they call me back up to the desk, and they say, we're so sorry, we can't do your blood work because the order from the doctor never came through. We don't have the orders. We don't actually know what you need done. And I'm like showing them the messages in the portal from my doctor's nurse of what needs to be done, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I've done everything the doctor told me to do. I have made the appointment like you guys have told me to do, and now you're saying you don't have the orders. I send the nurse 3 messages in the portal, increasing in frustration along the way of like, hey, I've been here an hour. They say they don't have the orders. Hey, they're denying me because they don't have the orders. I don't know what to do. Like, if I don't get this blood work done, it's kind of on y'all now. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. On our end, they say that they're pending. And then in this office where the blood work actually gets done, they say pending means they haven't been sent. They're waiting to be signed off to be sent. So apparently this nurse never actually sent them through. And she's like, I'll send them again. So she sends them again and says, are they showing up now? And so I have to go back into this office, and so overstimulated from all the people in and out for the past hour and a half. And there's 2 sets of double doors, like double automatic sliding doors that are like extremely loud and screechy, and so just that nonstop back to back, on top of having to call multiple people and communicate in the portal multiple times with multiple different professionals. Somewhere along the way somebody dropped the ball, but I have now spent 3 hours of my day doing medical stuff that should have taken me 15 minutes. So just a little bit of real life. Like, I'm trying so hard not to cry right now because it's literally not going to get me anywhere. And I did. I just got my blood work done. It took all of 2 minutes once they finally decided that they could see me because they had the orders in. But I just like was communicating with my husband, like, advocating for yourself is so hard. And he's like, he's got some medical stuff going on, and insurance denied him to get a certain test done, and they were like, hey, you gotta call your doctor and have your doctor write this letter saying why you need it done. And I was telling my husband, like, I literally have to do this all the time. I literally spend hours every week advocating for myself, calling doctors, messaging in the portal between all the different doctors working together on my case, between this person not getting that person's message, the fact that I can never talk to the doctor directly. It's always the doctor's nurse who doesn't know everything the doctor knows about my case. And then I have to wait for her to go and talk to the doctor and then get back to me to message me back in the portal as the nurse. The whole system is incredibly frustrating, and you have to be so patient and so like collected to deal with it and to get done what you actually need to get done. Like, as frustrated as I was incredibly calm-toned in speaking to all of these people on all sides, because being a jerk is not going to get you help any quicker. It's just going to ruin another person's day, and one person's day has already been ruined. So anyway, I was telling my husband, like, you have to learn how to advocate for yourself and do this work. And like, I literally have to call the pharmacy and then call the insurance to fight with the insurance to approve this medication that my doctor wrote, but the pharmacy or the insurance is denying the pharmacy filling it because I shouldn't need a refill that quickly. But because of my disease, the birth control that they just put me on a few months ago, I don't take the inactives. I only take the actives, so I don't use the last 4 days of the month. And then I need a new script. And then the insurance denies the claim because you should still have 4 days left. Why are you refilling this so frequently? We don't cover it that frequently. And I'm like, oh, there's an exception because I have this disease. I'm not allowed to take the last 4 pills, so I have to refill the medication every 24 days instead of every 28. And they're like, okay, well, that's not sufficient enough for you to tell us that. We're actually going to need your doctor to fill out all this paperwork. So then I have to send a message in the portal and call my doctor and ask them to fill out all this paperwork and make sure that they fill it out and send it back to my insurance, and then follow up with my insurance, and then follow up with the pharmacy to see if they've approved the medication. And this kind of stuff happens all the time with my disease. And it's just like, I know last year when I created my video about getting diagnosed with endometriosis at age 35, like it took me so long to get diagnosed because of issues like this and people saying I'm fine when I knew I wasn't fine, and doctors saying, well, all your tests look fine, so you're fine. Very sadly, the advocating for myself didn't stop when I finally got a diagnosis. I still have to advocate for myself and spend hours of energy and time every week advocating for myself to get the help that I need to treat my disease and to try to live well with my disease. And anyway, just sending a lot of love to all the girlies out there who are struggling with this or issues like this, because it is hard. And it's like, I don't know how people with full-time jobs do this. I work part-time, and I've been working part-time since I got diagnosed because of this very thing. All the doctor's appointments every week, all the time I spend on the phone with doctors advocating for myself, all the communication between the different professionals in different offices and surgeons and doctors and nurses and pharmacies and insurance and fertility clinic and like just all the things. But literally an average person who works a full-time job would have come in today on their lunch hour for it to have taken 3 hours, and they would have had to have left and not actually got their blood work done, which meant their surgery would have been postponed. The system is very insufficient for our needs, and it requires us to do a lot of work that feels impossible because it's stuff that patients don't actually have any power over. And it requires us pestering professionals to try to bridge the gaps in how insufficient the system is set up right now. So anyway, I thought today was going to be breezy, getting ready for surgery and checking stuff off the to-do list easily, and instead it's a real-life example of how hard life can be when you have a chronic illness. Anyway, sending you love. If there's one tip I could give somebody who thinks they might have endometriosis, or somebody who does have endometriosis, is like, advocate for yourself. Don't stop when people tell you no. Don't stop when people have told you that they've done all that they can, and don't stop when insurance is saying they can't approve a claim, and don't stop when like, you just have to do so much work to advocate for yourself, to make sure that you don't fall through the cracks and go 22 years of complaining of something before you start getting help like I did. So, and if I weren't willing to continue doing all this work all the time, I still wouldn't be getting the help that I need. So you have to advocate for yourself, and I just want to send you so much strength to be able to do that, because sometimes it's like, it's a lot of stress and a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of effort, and it feels like you're just running in place, and that can be hard, but you have to be able to do it to get help. So learn how to advocate for yourself. Sending you love. I think I'm gonna go get some Chick-fil-A or something, because I desperately need something to calm my nervous system down and make me feel like 10% better. And then I can get on with my day now that I've lost 3 hours of it. I'll check in later with more pre-surgery prep stuff. Day before surgery, prep day. I have already taken my first 4 pills of the day. It's time for me to take the next 4. I have to do my colon prep. Yay! I will say, I woke up this morning thinking like, okay, here are a bunch of things I want to get done before I start my colon prep, because once you start this, you're going to be in the bathroom and you are not going to be productive at all. You're not going to be able to get anything done. So I had plans for that, and then I took my first dose of these medications as instructed, and it actually made me really nauseous. And I don't know if that's because it causes nausea. Oh, this one says it can cause drowsiness and dizziness, upset stomach, take it with food. So they give me these medications that will make you sick if you don't take them with food, and I'm not allowed to have food. So that makes sense as to why I'm feeling so overwhelmingly gross right now. I feel really sick to my stomach, like I might throw up, which is not fun because this is gonna make things go out the other way too. So my plans for like cleaning and getting the guest room ready, I just don't know how practical those are if I'm gonna be having issues all the way around. But anyway, I am going to take this medicine and colon prep. Also, I feel like the instructions they give people for colon prep are so unrealistic. They want you to mix 8 ounces of this stuff, which is 2 of these bottles. Look at how big they are. 2 of those bottles with 64 ounces of water. And you're supposed to drink 8 ounces of water every 10 minutes. And when I had to do this for my colonoscopy to get cleared for my surgery, you cannot drink that much liquid in that short, I couldn't anyway. I couldn't drink that much liquid in that short amount of time with all this powder in it. Like, literally was going to throw it up, which would defeat the purpose of cleaning out my colon. So, I mean, that's only 4 ounces. Like, what? I know, and technically I have to have like a bunch of these. I don't know where my giant water bottle is. I looked for it, couldn't find it. I'm not really sure. I'll use this. I was trying to find my water bottle that doesn't have a straw because having to drink it through a straw is not my idea of fun, because you taste things more with a straw. They spend longer in your mouth before you swallow. But I need a container. Oh my gosh, even this fills that up like all the way to the water drink line right here, or the line where it expands out of the cup holder. That doesn't make sense to me, because this is 32 ounces of water and I'm supposed to mix in 4 ounces of this with 32 ounces of that. I guess it's gonna be 32 ounces of water. I guess water's just heavier, but like, I don't know, that ratio seems off to me. That's a lot of powder. Anyway. That looks so unappetizing. All right, I'm about to take these. Sorry, I have a literal disgust reaction because when I took this an hour ago, this one starts dissolving as soon as it touches liquid, and it got stuck in my throat, and it has the most disgusting taste ever. Like, I'm like trying to find a way around this. Like, how do I take this and me not throw it up? I don't know. This is tough. I've got my mug here with my chicken broth in it. I'm gonna try to take this and hope it goes okay. Oh. Oh my gosh. I think I might throw up. The taste is so disgusting of that one pill. It's an antibiotic. I don't know what it is. I took it with broth this time instead of water, and then I chased it with ginger ale, and the taste is still in my mouth. It like really activates the part of the brain that like responds to disgust, and I rarely get disgusted. Like, I can deal with dirty diapers, I can deal with vomit, I can deal with blood. For some reason, this pill triggers that disgust response of like, I'm about to vomit and cannot stand this. Like, the flavor is so bad. I drink it pretty quickly too. It's not encapsulated with anything. So I think that's part of the problem, is it's like a very dry pill that starts dissolving on contact. So if it were in like a soft gel capsule or something, that would be a lot better. Then it would slide down easily, but instead it's, you know, like a really gritty texture that kind of gets caught in your throat. None of my other medications have given me this problem. Sins have kicked in. I've got my drinks here. I've got the colon prep in water. I've also got it in chicken broth, because in the water it tastes really bad. In the chicken broth it tastes like chicken broth. So what I'm doing is trying to drink a lot of this and then kind of take a shot of the chicken broth to help ease the flavor out. So I anticipate I'm going to spend a lot of time in the bathroom this evening, and I let my husband know. I didn't realize this was going to happen. I thought I was going to be functional today outside of the bathroom time, but the other medications they have me on to prep for the surgery, which is like different antibiotics and stuff, it makes you sleepy and dizzy and nauseous. So I thankfully, despite being a little bit nauseous, the sleepiness part has kicked in. So I'm feeling like very calm and very chill. Also, like, not ideal, because like when it makes you drowsy, you're supposed to go to sleep. Otherwise you get this feeling of being high. But I can't go to sleep because I have to do colon prep. So I told my husband, I was like, hey, I was gonna clean the guest room for your mom, and I was gonna get the recliner ready for myself downstairs, and that's not working out because I am like kind of swaying everywhere, and I don't know why I'm swaying. But between the dizzy and the fighting the sleepiness. So anyway, I'm not very functional right now. I'm just doing all the medical stuff. And thankfully my husband was like, hey, don't worry about it. I will do that for us. So hopefully he takes care of the recliner situation. I had other stuff I was going to prep for surgery with, but it's kind of what things look like right now. And I will share with you when we get stuff together, what the situation looks like downstairs with the recliner and the bedside table and all the stuff I'm gonna have set up to help. Gonna rely on my husband to get that set up for me, and I'm gonna spend the next few hours in the bathroom, I'm guessing, just taking care of what needs to get taken care of. And yeah, gotta be at the hospital at 4 a.m. So I love a cozy quilt. We have been getting one of our bedrooms ready to be a bedroom for kids for foster care. And so we moved all the bedding into the guest room. And now I gotta clean the guest room out and move it back into the other room just for now until we get it all organized and figure out what bedding is going in what room. Just to make space here so I can make this bed.
I have promptly forgotten that my husband was going to take care of this for me, and I do it anyway because I'm high.
I'll take care of it.
I'm just trying to do some what I can.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
What are these plastic things? There's some downstairs too.
They go for my garden. I have a basket on the couch that has a lot of garden stuff in it. So yeah, thank you.
The guest room has to get prepped because my sweet mother-in-law is taking a week to come and stay with us to take care of me when my husband is at work. So my husband is taking the day of my surgery off work, and then she'll stay with me for the following 5 days or so to make sure that I am set and to cook for me when I'm not able to be up and around and all that sort of stuff. The recliner is one of our dog's favorite spots to lay, so it is always covered in North Carolina clay from the backyard and pet dander and all of that good stuff. So I'm taking some time to really clean out that chair. That way it's nice and sanitary and clean for me when I get home from surgery. And these are just some of the things that I'm doing to prep, making sure that we have somebody to take care of me and that my environment is set up to help support my recovery in the best way possible. We also have to take off my permanent bracelets, so my husband cuts those off of my wrist since they have to be removed for surgery. So thankful for all of the people in my corner helping me through this process. Subscribe to my channel to see part 2, where I actually go and get excision surgery. I'll be checking in hopefully every few days to tell you how that process goes. And then I'll probably do a third video at the end of the series, wrapping up exactly what this experience was like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel to see more, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, friends.